What we want to do now is solve for that solution. And so these are just some steps that we can take. First, we pick a variable to eliminate using any of the two equations. Then we want to use the equation that wasn't picked in step 1. And we're going to use the to eliminate the same variable. And then that will create a new system with two equations, which will use the previous methods from section 7.1. And then we back substitute for the remaining of the variables. What I like to do here is I like to call these or label these equation 1, 2, and 3. And so here I'm going to go ahead and choose equation number 1. And equation number 2. And then I'm going to choose a variable that I can get rid of. So notice here we have negative z and positive z. So I can get rid of that using the elimination method. So x plus 3x is 4x. 4y plus 2y is 6y. My z's will become 0. 20 plus 8 is 28. So I'm going to call this equation number 4, since it creates a new equation. Now in step 2, it asks for us to use the third equation since we haven't used it. And we can choose either equation 1 or 2 to help us get rid of the same variable z. So I'm going to use equation 1. And notice that my z's here don't have the same coefficient. So I'm going to rewrite this equation by multiplying all of this by 2. So I end up with 2x plus 8y minus 2z is equal to 40. And then the top one remains the same. So now that we multiplied by 2 all the way across the equation, notice that the z now has opposite coefficients, so we can add these two equations. So negative 16 plus 40 is 24. So I'm going to call this equation number 5. Okay, so notice now we have two equations with two variables, so I can use both of those equations. So I'm going to write them here. So we have 4x plus 6y equals 28, and 4x plus 5y equals 24. So now we can get rid of a variable here. Let's get rid of the x's. So I'm going to multiply this equation by negative 1 to get negative 4x minus 6y equals negative 28. And the second one will stay the same. So we can add both equations. Negative 4x plus 4x is 0. Negative 6y plus 5y is negative y. Negative 28 plus 24 is negative 4. So y is going to be equal to 4. Now we can back substitute. So we're going to back substitute into the following equation. So we can back substitute. And first you want to back substitute into equation 4 or 5. So let's choose equation number 4. Okay, so we just found out y is equal to 4. So I'm going to substitute 4 for y. Subtract 24. So x is going to be equal to 1. Now that we know that x is equal to 1, y is equal to 4, then we can back substitute into one of the original equations. Let me choose, let's choose number 2. Again, it can be any equation. Okay, so we know that x is equal to 1, y is equal to 4. 3 times 1 is 3, 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. subtract 11 on both sides, and so we get z is equal to -3. So my solution for this system is x is equal to 1, y is equal to 4, and z is equal to -3.